Please welcome the magnificent Viggo Mortensen to the show. Hi, Viggo, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm very well. Now, I know you're joining us. Thanks for being on the show tonight. You're joining us from Madrid in Spain, and I read that you've been doing something that I miss greatly. You've been going to the theatre and to the cinema.
That's true.
How are you doing this, and what does it feel like?
Well, when I say, you know, I've been to them, like last week I saw a play, a couple movies, you think, well, that's really irresponsible. They shouldn't be doing that over there. What happened is that they worked really hard, and starting last August, September, you know, it wasn't just the fact that if you wear masks and observe social distancing and all those things and are careful, it's not just that you can maybe avoid getting sick or dying or getting someone else sick, but there are other benefits, other incentives to doing the right thing, which is that you can go to the movies. And since that time, on and off, with some shutdowns, some curfews and so forth, in different regions of the country, people have been going. I've been going to the movies for months. And you go with masks on, you keep your distancing. There's been no infections or outbreaks reported from movie theaters or, you know, people going to see plays. So that is a benefit. It's an incentive to doing the right thing. So I think that can happen in the United States too, but everybody needs to get on the same page, obviously.
I'm sure that will be pretty straightforward.
If recent history is any
I think now you've said
proof.
it. Now you've said it, I think the entire population of 300 million people will just go, oh, I got it. Yeah, just... Sorry, so what you're talking is look after each other. Wow, that's incredible. I mean...
What a concept.
Yeah, what a concept. I mean, obviously, your big break was the Lord of the Rings films, and you were 40, I think, when you made that first part of the trilogy. What were your early years like? What was your early Hollywood career like before that movie kind of changed everything?
It took me a long time. I mean, to have a career as an actor, not that many people have overnight success, you know, and start making a living. It took me many years to make a living, and I did lots of odd jobs, you know, moving furniture, driving trucks, bartending, waiting tables, selling ice cream on the street, whatever. But, yeah, I mean, I did hundreds of auditions without getting a part or just getting small parts. Never got a big part for many years. And I used to get very nervous when I was in the waiting room. You're sitting there with other guys that are your age and you know that they're your competition. And my automatic way of dealing with it, I guess, was that I would just fall asleep. You know, if I was really nervous, I'd sleep so I wouldn't be stressed. And then maybe
in the room with the other actors, you would just have a nap?
I would just doze off, snoring away, and then somebody would come and wake me up when it was my turn. Hey, it's your turn. And I'd go in, and I found out sometime later that I'd gotten a reputation for being, you know, a stoner or something, because I'd wake up. I mean, I'd fully wake up by the time the audition was already over. I was kind of groggy, so, you know, they just thought, well, it's Sleepy Mortensen. He's probably smoking too much weed or something. And years later, I ran into one of the guys that it was always, you know, the competition, and he got most of the roles actually, but he said, that was a really cruel thing you used to do to us. I go, what thing? Well, you did this psychological warfare thing where you'd pretend to be sleeping before the auditions. I said, no, I was sleeping. It was the only way I could deal with the nerves, you know.
But let's talk about your new movie, Falling, which is your directorial debut. You wrote this script, you composed the score. I wouldn't be surprised if I read in a couple of weeks that you actually ground the lenses yourself to make this film. For anybody who doesn't know, explain what the film's about.
Well, the main characters are a father who's 80 years old and his son. I play the son. Lance Henriksen plays the father. Extraordinary performance.
Yeah.
It's going to stand up the test of time. It's going to really go down in history, I think. Remarkable job. But they're estranged, let's say. They're very different ideologically. The father lives alone, as he has for decades, alone on the farm where John grew up, my character. And he's a hard person to deal with for anyone. He's he just says anything that comes into his head. Many times it's a racist statement or homophobic, misogynistic. I mean, you had whatever you can think of bad to say, he says it with gleefulness. And he's also in the early stages of dementia. So it's a story about how trying to communicate with someone that it seems impossible to communicate with, in part, you know, trying to find some empathy, a difficult person to deal with. And it was inspired. I mean, my father wasn't like that, really, although he was a person of his generation, kind of inflexible in some ways, but not like this character. It was after my mom's funeral, and she had had dementia, like the character in the movie does. My dad did too, and that's one aspect of it. But I guess I was just trying to remember things about my mom after she died. Images of her, stories about her. I wanted to sort of keep that memory alive because I loved her and I still love her. And I guess writing the story, which it's a fiction, but it's based on those feelings about her primarily, was a way to keep her memory alive, writing it, the story, and then trying to get it made as a movie. And even until now, you know, showing it to people and talking about it. And it's a way of remembering my mother, I suppose.